Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So today's look, as you can tell, this is a Kylie Jenner inspired makeup look, and this was done by none other than Makeup by Ariel. Makeup by Ariel is also a very fantastic and an amazing makeup artist in the industry. He has done tons of makeup for both Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner and many other celebrities as well. So when I first saw this photo, the first thing that came into my mind was I want to do this makeup look so badly. So here it is, my take on this makeup look, guys. I hope you guys will enjoy this tutorial. So here are some clips that I got from Amazon. Honestly, I thought these look so professional, so I got like a bunch of them. And this also helps tie away all those baby hairs away from the face, so it's very easy to move around your brushes or your beauty blender around the face without getting distracted by all those baby hairs. Now this is the makeup look that I'm going to be basically recreating. Now, as you can tell, the first thing I want to really focus on in the eye is the eyebrows. So I'm going to zoom the eyebrows to you to show that he actually extended Kylie's eyebrows. So here, I cut my finger. So you see that triangular shape right on the brow. For some reason my camera isn't focusing, but I'll just show you. So here is where the eyebrow ends, and he actually extended that, almost like creating a outer like triangular shape, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. So before we go in and start filling our brows in, I'm going to apply this iconic eyebrow wax. So basically what it will do is it will tame my eyebrows back and very nicely, so it doesn't move around. It's not going to laminate because that's not how much pressure I'm putting it, but I'm just gonna make sure that it's just gonna tame my brow so it stays in place. You could go ahead and laminate the brows with the same product as well, but for this particular look I'm avoiding laminating my eyebrows. Rather, I'm just taming it down. This is called Brow Silk by Iconic London. I like to always spray some water in it, and then automatically the wax kind of becomes a little bit more tackier, so it's easier to apply. And for that I'm using like my Anastasia spoolie for it. It does come with its own brush, but for this particular look I didn't bother getting it because this was a lot easier. Now it's time for the eyebrows. For that I'm using Chocolate Mousse by Morphe, and what I'm doing here is, if you look at Kylie Jenner's eyebrows, this is like, she actually has a very stiff line running from the front till the end of the look eyebrows, and also extending that extra triangular, which I'll show you in a bit what I mean by that. So till here you get an idea, but here is exactly how she has actually extended it out. See? And that's how the eyebrows looked. Now when my face is straight, I mean it still looks normal, but when I'm doing this like upward move, you can already see it creates a beautiful arch going up, and then the arch is also coming down on almost like an equal length. You know what I mean? So actually I saw that. If you are not sure what I'm talking about, just go on to Makeup by Ariel, specifically to this makeup look and the photo, and zoom out on the eyebrow section where you can see that extended triangular piece. You know, when you're kind of like recreating some other artist's makeup looks, it's kind of difficult because it's not your look. You're trying to kind of mimic what they have done to kind of go close to creating that look. So sometimes you have to kind of look at things at a very detailed perspective to see how exactly you can achieve that look. So this is exactly what I mean. You can see the eyebrows is ending, and then you see that extended triangular portion. Next, it's time to prep my skin. Now, prepping skin is a very important thing if you're trying to achieve one of the Kylie Jenner Kylie Jenner or Kim Kardashian makeup looks, because they really care about their skincare. First thing I've applied is this hyaluronic acid by The Ordinary brand, and this is super amazing because it hydrates your skin. So hyaluronic acids are known to hydrate your face. So this is kind of like a hyaluronic acid serum kind of thing. Next, I'm using this Fresh Rose Deep Hydrating Oil Infused Serum. Again, it's super amazing because it makes your skin feel like baby's butt, like literally. So I love it. And it also gives you a very nice feel. So when you're working with like foundation and everything, it just like blends very beautifully to your skin. Next, I'm moving on to my Embroilis primer. This is actually not only just a primer, but you could also use it as a moisturizer as well. So this is why this brand is such a popular brand among makeup artists, because it's not a synthetic base. It's a very like primer base, and it's amazing because it blends in like a moisturizer, because it is kind of a moisturizer and a makeup primer, kind of like 2-in-1, you know what I mean? So it works perfectly when you put it over a serum. You want to make sure that you kind of massage it into your skin very nicely, and keep it at least for 15 minutes before moving on to your foundation routine. So I actually waited for a few times, like I'm trying to kill time by putting on some, you know, chapstick. This is the one by Pixi Cosmetics, the one I'm applying right now, but I'm just killing my time, you know what I mean? Because you want to keep it onto your face for some time before moving on to your foundation routine, so your face can absorb it. Now, color correcting and highlighting and all of that stuff. I'm using my MAC. This is like basically 6-in-1, kind of like a palette. The one that I've used, I've kind of mixed two colors. One was your burnt coral and rich yellow. So I kind of mixed them both to kind of get rid of my discoloration and under eye dark circles. Although I'm going to use a very full coverage foundation, but I also think that Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner has really amazing brighten up under eyes and around the mouth, so the light kind of attracts in the middle section of their face, which kind of gives them a very chiseled effect. And that's exactly what we are trying to achieve, because if you look at the photo, she definitely has a lot of brightness under her eyes, so we want to create that kind of look as well, right? So this is why I'm using this color all around the highlighted points, specifically my pigmented areas and dark circle areas. Obviously not forehead. Unless you have sunburn, you can go ahead and use it on your forehead as well. Here I'm just taking a damp beauty blender and blending that into my skin. And the way you want to do that is obviously dab, dab, dab. That's how you want to go. For foundation, I'm going to be using Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation. This is actually foundation plus concealer, so you can obviously tell it's super full coverage, and the color goes absolutely matchy with my skin. Like if you can look at my screen right now, it almost doesn't look like I'm putting on any foundation, because that's how amazingly the color match my skin tone. So this is actually called this is called Sand number 18. Again, I like Clinique foundation for most of my clients as well, because it is super like non-allergic. It doesn't have a lot of those allergic components, which is perfect because my clients could be allergic to certain things like smell or paraben and stuff like that. Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation doesn't have some of the ingredients, which is kind of safe to use. So here I'm just blending it all over my face, including my eyelids. Now once I apply it on my eyelid, you're gonna see how full coverage that foundation is. But don't you love this color? Like, be honest with me, I love the way how this makeup color, like the foundation color, has matched my skin so smoothly. Like I didn't even apply it on my neck and it just looks flawless still. Next, I'm going to be using the same foundation, but this time I'm going to be using these two colors as my base for my highlighted areas. So the colors that I'm using, it's 9 Neutral, and then I'm going to be using 7 Cream, I don't know, Chamois or Camois, I have no idea what that means, but anyways, it's number 7 and number 9. So definitely this number 7, which actually says Cream Camois, is actually in gold undertone, and then we have the number 9, which is neutral undertone. So I'm sort of I'm like a gold, I do have a golden undertone, but I also have a neutral undertone. I wouldn't say I'm a golden undertone, I'm more like a neutral and yellow undertone, kind of in between. So I like to go in with my neutral shade and my golden shade, sort of mix it together to get a perfect under eye highlighting base. So these two colors I'm mixing up together and applying it on my higher points of my face to balance my face beautifully. Number 18 that I've used earlier, it's actually, it has a medium to neutral tone. So that's why it matched my skin so perfectly, because it has both medium and neutral tone to it. Now when it comes to highlighting color, I can't just use one color that has like just golden or just neutral, so I needed to mix both to sort of keep the same balance throughout my face. I hope I'm making sense. And, you know, when it comes to makeup, you kind of have to understand the undertone and what I'm doing to get the shade that I want. You can always mix and play around with the colors. Definitely you can do that. It's all up to your comfort level. Now if you look at my highlighting color, it's perfectly beautiful. It's not too yellow, it's not too ivory, it's not too striking. Again, when you're trying to create a Kylie Jenner or Kim Kardashian inspired looks, you want to keep it very neutral, but at the same time you want to get the intensity of highlighters and contouring, but in a very neutral way, where it's nothing has to be more striking. Your highlighted zone shouldn't look too striking, nor should your contouring look too striking either. Everything needs to be balanced out. So again, I'm using a smaller brush. This is the one by, let me just quickly check. This is called Eyeshadow. This is actually a very nice brand, and they have amazing sets of brushes. You can definitely use my code Asmeri to get 20% off. This is actually called Nose Shadow. I like it because it's almost like a buffing machine, buffing brush. I like to use that on top of the bridge of my nose and around my brows and stuff because it curves out very nicely. There are so many brushes out there in the market. You can choose whichever you like. I happen to like this one because it's almost like my foundation brush. For my contour, again, I'm going with my Clinique today. I'm using this Clinique Chubby in Nude foundation stick in the shade Ample Amber, which is a number 26. And I'm basically carving out the edge of my face to create more dimension. So once I'm done carving out the sides of my nose, forehead, my chin, my jawline, everything. Now today's jawline, I don't think I have actually talked about it. My jawline today, I'm following my laugh line. The reason why, because it feels like it's lifting my face up. So you definitely want to create a lifting facial effect rather than a droopier jaw. So instead of me making a fish face, I'm actually smiling to create that curved line around my jaw, my cheekbone, sorry, not jaw, cheekbone. So when I'm smiling, that cheekbones pops, and then right underneath you go and contour it. The reason why I'm doing this recently is because I feel that it lifts your face up. So previously what I used to do is I used to make a fish face, like I would just go like sucking the air out, right, or air in, sorry, and then creating a very like line that comes from my ear top to my mouth. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. See? Like before I would do that, I'll come from one end like that, I'll suck the air in, and then I'll start from ear and come down. But right now yeah, see, like before I would do that. And right now I'm just ending it as I'm smiling, I'm doing that. So this is exactly what I meant. It's easier to actually demonstrate than to just say it in words because it makes more sense that way. But here I'm just doing my usual drill, which is basically blending it all out using a damp beauty blender. It's a lot easier. You can definitely go ahead and use a brush if you're more comfortable with it. And here I'm just using that same Eyeshadow brush to sort of blend the sides of my nose. And it's a lot easier when you actually blend the sides of your nose using a brush rather than a beauty blender because it could get messier. So what I'm doing here is I'm just making sure that contouring actually starts from where my eyebrows are starting and just sort of coming down that way. That's basically how Kylie Jenner did, so that's how I'm doing it as well. For my cream blush, I'm using Torrid by NARS. Now it's totally optional. I still went with it, and I'm following that same contouring line, but I'm just doing one step higher than the contouring line, right? Because it's blush, obviously. Next, I'm using a highlighter highlighting. This is actually the one by Iconic London. It's their original illuminator. I'm just using this as my under highlighter that's going to be sitting on top. Sorry, that's going to sit oh my gosh, I can't speak today. That's going to be sitting underneath my powder highlight. And again, these two are totally optional. A lot of makeup artists, they find like they love to mix that highlighter together with their foundation. I don't like it that way at all. So I like to rather do the highlighting after my foundations are done, pretty much on top of my foundation. Now, before I set my under eyes with some powder, I'm definitely going to go ahead and blend out the lines first and then dab a little bit of powder with my damp beauty blender. Again, when it comes to baking, I'm not baking it as much. I'm just baking slightly underneath my eyes because that actually works for my skin a lot. Baking sometimes may not work for you if you have a mature skin, very fine, or even tend to have fine lines around your eyes, or have either sensitive eyes or dry eyes. It doesn't work. It becomes super duper patchy. So there are other options. You can totally like use a normal powder to set it, or even you can use a fine finish powder. MAC mineralized powder is amazing as well. Lise Watier has their own fine finish powder as well. You can use them. I like to bake slightly a little bit because I feel like otherwise my eyes will crack. So to set everything, I like it. And then I like to set the remaining face with some translucent powder by Laura Mercier again. Now this is the eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using. I know I'm not using this eyeshadow palette to its full capacity because there are many amazing eyeshadows in this palette. But the first color that I'm using on my crease right now, it's called Hypnotic. And then I'm actually darkening it up using the color called Rough. And then I'm using again this rough and juicy color underneath to put it under my eyes. These are pretty much the three colors that I've used for today's eyeshadow, and that's it. Now this eyeshadow palette was actually gifted to me. It was my Eid gift, or Eid gift. Pretty much my Eid on my Eid gift, as my Eid gift. Oh my gosh, I can't speak today. It's my Eid, and it's my Eid gift from one of my very close friends, Farzana Ipshita. Farzana Rahman Ipshita, that's her entire name. If you guys are curious, I sometimes call her Ipshita or sometimes call her Farzana. She also has her YouTube channel. She's also a beauty guru. She teaches a lot of people bridal makeup and stuff. So I love her, and she actually gave me this and the Anastasia highlighter that I'm using right now. So thank you so much, Farzana, if you're watching this tutorial. I love you so much, lovely. I owe this to you, seriously. And the Anastasia one that she gave me, it's called Iced Out Highlighter. I'm using that on my brow bone, and interestingly, and also my inner corners. But what I was gonna say was, interestingly, this highlighter, when I opened it up, it just looks like ice color, like a water white. Not even water. Water doesn't even have a color. It was like snow white, literally, completely white. I did not expect the color to look champagne gold. As I put it on my eyebrows, my brow bone, can you see it turned out champagne gold? So beautiful for medium skin tones, lighter skin tones, deep dark skin tones. I think this is a very complimentary color for all kinds of skin tone. Alright, so I'm just tight lining my eyes, which is basically to line the top under eyes, and for that I'm using my Huda Beauty's eyeliner pencil. And it is called Lifeliner Verivanta Extreme Black. This is by Huda Beauty. Okay, just tight lining it out. Tight lining it up. And for some reason, my camera keeps like not focusing on my eyes and just focusing on the mirror for some reason. So I actually was looking at the monitor to make sure. See how much difference that makes? Like, look at that. See how you see the black up there? It just looks amazing because it makes your eyes look beautiful. All right, now this is the most difficult part, and for that I'm using my Morphe eyeliner and my Bobbi Brown brush. Now Bobbi Brown has the most amazing ultra fine eyeliner brush, which is beautiful. Love it. So I'm using that to create a sort of like a line straight from the mid section of my eyes to outwards, creating a like a wing. going up. See how you can see there's a little bit of gap there. Now we're gonna go ahead and fill in that gap. So first we do that. Before we even do that, we're gonna now create a line from the bottom and kind of create that diagonal all the way till it touches that top wing. Once it's done, we're gonna extend out the wing as to our liking, in our case today as part of the photo, and then we're gonna go ahead and fill in that little section that we left out. Now it's beautiful and amazingly black filled in. And now we're gonna, what I'm doing here is I'm looking at the mirror that's right in front of me that I'm holding, and I'm making sure where my crease is, right where my crease actually stops, right? I'm going to now start creating a line from there and touching it all the way to the wing, basically connecting it all the way to the wing. So first you want to make sure you do a draft before you go in with a deeper, darker, you know, tone or harder pressure, right? You don't want to use a very hard pressure when you're drafting it out. As you're drafting the line out, make sure you kind of almost like a scratch book, you know, you want to sort of like scratch out your idea, and then you want to go in with a harder pressure creating that line. And now once it's done, I'm pretty much just like making sure everything is clean and bold and beautiful. That's it. I'm gonna do the same thing on my other eyes as well. Here I'm just showing you how it looks. So before I even move on to my other eyes, what I'm doing here is I'm just darkening up the entire liner using some Huda Beauty's liquid liner. This is totally optional. I'm just doing it so everything looks more, especially liner, because the entire look is dependent on this entire liner. So I want to make sure that it looks amazing and nothing needs to be edited. I do not like editing photos to a point that you look fake. So this is why I like to do YouTube videos, so I can show you exactly what I've done as I'm getting ready. So here I'm just using my NC42 powder by MAC, just in the middle section of my lid. Next, I'm now working with my mascara. For that, I've used my Benefit mascara. This is the Roller Lash by Benefit in shade black. And I'm just making sure my inner part of my lash is more coated than my outer, because we'll be actually placing the fake lash on the outer section more than the inner section. So that's why I'm making sure that I coat the inner section of my mascara a lot more than the outer section. I'll show you what I mean, because Kylie Jenner actually wears individual lashes. I do not have individual lashes, so I went with a strip lash, and I want to make sure my strip lash only follows the outer section. Okay, now using my Kat Von D powder highlight and contour, I'm using the powder which is the middle two colors, which is called Lyric and Levitation, and I'm just using these two colors to sort of highlight my under eyes, and you can see instantly it just brightens up even more. You definitely need a little bit of that banana shade and like a vanilla shade to sort of brighten up the under eyes. Powder definitely adds to that dimension, and that's why powder highlight and contour is equally important as your cream highlight and contouring, and it's a must for even bridal makeup, right? You can't skip either one of them because they're very important. Okay, so I'm just here making sure all my highlighted zones are super duper highlighted. And don't worry, all of this powdery look will tame down as soon as I start putting makeup mist or makeup setting spray. Next, for my bronzer, I'm using the Laguna. This is by NARS, and I actually got the small teeny tiny one, but I honestly love it. I actually love this as much as I love the Benefit Hoola bronzer, but NARS got me hooked in. As soon as this finishes up, I'm gonna get the actual size because I'm loving it so much. One of the makeup artists actually from UK, I was doing a course with her, and she was suggesting me to get this one, so I got this one. sometimes you learn different things from different makeup artists. Even if you are a even if you're a very experienced makeup artist, it's always nice to learn from another makeup artist, because every makeup artist has their own tricks and tips, and that is super helpful. In here, I'm just basically bronzing out all my high points. Sorry, not high points, but all my bronzed areas, like, you know, forehead and all that stuff. For my blush, I'm just going to layer it up with some NARS Orgasm. Surprisingly, I'm using a lot of NARS product in today's tutorial. I have not used a lot of NARS products in my previous videos. I will slowly try to get myself into NARS. Let me know if you guys would like me to create a bridal makeup look as well. That's something I've been thinking about for a while. Alright, so once I'm done with the blush, I just went ahead and set everything with my Morphe Makeup Settings Mist. And then now here I'm just going with my highlighter, the favorite part of it all. This highlighter, oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. As I actually love this highlighter as much as I love my Emerald highlighter by Anastasia. This is the new one. It's called Iced Out. Thanks to my friend for gifting me this. I honestly can't thank her enough. This is definitely a good product to have in your kit. Absolutely. Now today's video is definitely very long, and I'm sorry about that because I couldn't get it any shorter than this. I tried editing it down, but it was super hard for me to do that because then I would have to skip a lot of steps, which I didn't want to do. Then it will be almost like lying, you know? So I wanted to make sure like I actually enjoy talking to you and really show you the steps and the products that I'm using. For my lashes today, I'm using Swati lashes. This is the Amazonite. Yeah, Amazonite. And I also have a code for them as Mary. If you want to use, go ahead. Their lash is super beautiful, and it's very comfortable as well. So once I pressed it in, I'm just carefully carving out and making sure I hide all of that glue and also sort of connect the edge of my eyelash to my eyes. So this is how it looks. I just wore that top and I put on some wig, and that's the only thing I've done, and I've popped on my other lash as well. So this is the outfit that I've got from Shein, and honestly, like, for some reason, as soon as I got the outfit, and then the Kylie Jenner's thing came out, I was like, oh my gosh, I have this outfit, I have to do this makeup look. So I'm glad that I've actually got a chance to film this out. Alright, moving on to lipstick. I do have a couple of things that I'm doing here. Please don't kill me for this. Because I don't have Kylie Jenner cosmetics, I'm sure Kylie has used Kylie Jenner's own brand for her lips. I actually had to mix and match to get that similar color. So I'm actually first lining my lip with Cork. This is by MAC Cosmetics, one of my most favorite lip liner that suits almost every skin tone, and I've used this almost on every single bride of mine when they want something nudish or brownish. This is beautiful color. Now, Kylie Jenner lips has a little bit of brown and mauve. So, I'm going in with some brown lipstick first before I move on to some pink ones. For this one, this is my Urban Decay. It's called 1993. This is a very beautiful brown. It's almost like a brown that Priyanka Chopra used to wear a lot. And then I am going in with some MAC Retro Matte Liquid Lip Color. This is in the shade Burnt Spice. And now you see what I mean. And now here I'm just like marrying the two colors together. It's important if you want to create an ombre look to kind of blend the two colors together using a brush for sure. And then once I blend it, you can see it's already, the outer side is more brown, and as it's moving to the inside, it's turning into more like a pinkish color. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Here is my fourth, and I swear my second last. Actually, there's going to be something more I'm going to do after that. This is the NYX I think this is Lingerie. This is Lingerie. NYX Lingerie, almost like saying NYX Nude Colors. You know, this is in the shade Bedtime Flirt. definitely has a mauvey pink to it, and after I put it on, I think the colors have come really close to that color that it looked on the photo. So here what I'm gonna do is, I don't care, I honestly didn't worry about putting my wig properly. I didn't care if it was showing a line, because first of all, I wasn't gonna go anywhere, and then I'm just putting my belt on top just to hide that, so it works out perfectly, no worries. And that's it, guys, this is how it looks. But I'm gonna actually put the photo next to my face so you guys can see. I'm definitely missing my earring right now, and I'm definitely missing some gloss on my lips. I think everything looks too bad. Kylie Jenner actually started wearing a gloss, which I'll probably put it in a bit. So this is what it looks like, and as I was showing it on the camera, I realized my lips are too dry, and that's not what Kylie's lips look like. So I'm pretty happy with everything else. Kylie definitely has a lot of flashlight there, so definitely she looks a lot brighter, but I think in person she probably would have looked like me or I would have looked like her. So here, Iconic London. The one I'm using is Luster Lip Oil, just to create some gloss. And that's it. Just a little bit on the higher points of my lips, and that's it. To create that light shine on my lips, you know? How when she was taking a photo, the light was shining on her lips, so that's exactly what I'm doing here. Yeah. I mean, Kylie definitely doesn't look like me. I think Kylie Jenner is Kylie Jenner. She has a lot of maintenance going on and nothing like that. I am pretty much at home cooking and working and doing all my YouTube videos. That's my job. So guys, don't blame me for not looking exactly like Kylie Jenner, okay? I tried my best to make my makeup look like her as much as possible, okay? So this is what the final look looks like, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys did, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And also please share with your friends. I want your friends to kind of follow my YouTube channel. You know, the more I grow, the better content I can come up with. So please guys, do that and keep watching this tutorial. And if you happen to recreate this look, please let me know and tag me on my Instagram and Makeup by Mary. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll come back on my next tutorial, and that is going to be a skincare, after which I'm going to come up with an Aishwarya inspired makeup look. So watch out for that tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care. I'll see you next time on my next video.